Yo, what's good YouTube, man? It's Clutch. We back out with another video, man. Today's video, I'm going to be showing you guys what I think will be the new meta point guard build in NBA 2K24 on the NBA 2K23 builder. Now, I have been seeing all over Twitter, people have been saying they think 6'6" is going to be the new meta for point guard builds, but I think there is one height in particular that people have been sleeping on. I'm going to be showing you guys what I think will be a good build at this particular height I'm talking about. Like I said, this is going to be a point guard build, so make sure you go point guard, and this other stuff is personal preference, of course. Alright, moving on to the height. Now, like I said, people are saying that 6'6" might be the new meta. I have been seeing a lot of new people make like 6'6" builds and talk about how 6'6s are going to be crazy this year. But I think there is one height in particular for point guards that is slept on. This height is 6'5". You're probably wondering, why am I saying 6'5" is slept on? As you guys see, your maximum ball handle with a 6'5" is a 95, and you're probably wondering, what does a 95 ball handle get you? Well, Mike Wang actually said this 2 weeks ago on Twitter. He said the highest unlock is Steve Francis size up, which you unlock at 95 ball handle. On NBA 2K23, that was by far the best size up, the best quickest one and stuff like that. You only needed an 85 ball handle, but now it's bumped up all the way to a 95 ball handle. So if there's no height cap on the actual animation like there was in NBA 2K23, I think you will start to see more 6'5" builds, because this is actually the tallest that you will be able to unlock Steve Francis size up. Again, it really just depends if there's an actual height requirement for the Steve Francis size up, because in 2K23 you had to be 6'4" and under in order to get that dribble move. If they got rid of that and they only base it on the actual attribute rating, I think it should be like that. Then 6'5" will be nice, because this will be the tallest height you can get Steve Francis size up. And he also did say that Stephen Curry and Trae Young dribble moves will remain at 92 ball handle like they were on 2K23, which is nice. And the weight, I'm going to go 215 because I'm going to have a 90 acceleration. And then max the wingspan out. This build is going to be kind of similar to like an NBA 2K20 two-way slashing playmaker. Definitely want to max your wingspan out. And then body shape obviously does not matter. Alright, moving on to the actual build. Okay, so we're going to get into the most important thing about the build first, the ball handle. Like I said, I went 6'5" because this is the tallest height you can be in order to get that 95 ball handle. Like I said, if they don't have a height requirement or like a height cap for the Steve Francis signature size up, and you can get it with just the 95 ball handle, I think 6'5" will be a pretty viable height in NBA 2K24. This should unlock Steve Francis size up. And speed ball, here is a very crucial thing. Now, somebody on Twitter asked Mike Wang, if both speed with ball and acceleration are still in the builder, do they function the same as 2K23? And Mike Wang responded just like a couple hours ago. He said that acceleration and speed with ball is pretty similar to 2K23. He said speed with ball controls things like raw movement, speed while running, sprinting, and he said acceleration controls how fast you explode with your quick first step. So from what he said right there, it sounds like acceleration is definitely still going to be more important than speed of ball. Now, the real question lies is, we don't know what the actual animation requirement will be for like Michael Jordan dribble style. That really depends if that's still the most broken dribble style like it was in NBA 2K23. If Michael Jordan dribble style is still the most broken move in 2K24, then you definitely want to target whatever requirement it is. Say if it's like 80 speed of ball. I don't think it'll be 75 speed of ball again, because they did want to get rid of the 6'9" demigods. Everybody was complaining about that. My guess, I think the lowest it would be is maybe like an 80. But in my opinion, I think Michael Jordan dribble style will probably be around like the 85 speed of ball. I don't think it'll be much higher than that. I think anywhere from like an 80 to an 85 is what their actual requirement will be for Michael Jordan dribble style, if that's still the most broken dribble style. So I'm gonna go 85 just in case. Like I said, from what Mike Wang said, it sounds like acceleration is definitely gonna be more important than speed of ball, like how it was in this game. And pass accuracy, I only put this to a 75, and again, it's because Mike Wang did say that the pass accuracy ratings are pretty similar to how they were in NBA 2K23, meaning, so like if you have a 75 pass accuracy in 2K23 and 2K24, it will be around like the same speed pretty much. He said that the pass styles will drastically change the speed of the passes, so it's mainly dependent on pass styles this year, not really pass accuracy rating. It really depends on what you're going to be playing too. If you're going to be playing like more fives, I probably would go for like an 80, maybe 85 pass accuracy. 75 I think is definitely a bare minimum, so I'm just going to go 75. And unfortunately, on the 6'5 build on NBA 2K23, they have a lot less attributes compared to like other heights, so I can't really do a lot of stuff that I want to do. I kind of have to sacrifice. All right, moving on to defense. Definitely will be the second best category of the build. I went 50 interior, nothing crazy there. I just want to have a decent amount of interior defense. And perimeter defense, I want this to be like a two-way slashing playmaker type of build. I want 86 because I want to get badges like silver clamps, at least like a silver challenger. If I can get a gold challenger, that would be cool. They did introduce new badges like 94 feet and fast feet. If I can get all those badges, at least like silver with the 86 perimeter, I'd be pretty happy with that. So I think that's a good rating in my opinion. And the steal, I would like to get this to at least an 85 so I can have badges like silver interceptor, silver glove, and maybe like the silver right stick ripper, which again is a new badge in 2K24. And the block, I put the block to a 70 because in NBA 2K23 that does unlock bronze anchor. It doesn't say right here because it's tier 1, but usually that would unlock bronze anchor. In 2K24 that badge is still in the game. I would like to have that badge at least bronze, so I think a 70 would be good for that. And the rebounding, I would like to at least have like a bronze rebound chaser. In NBA 2K23 you needed a 70 defensive rebound to get that, so I think I'm gonna go somewhere around that. Okay, moving on to physicals. From what Mike Wang said, it sounds like acceleration is definitely going to be more important than speed of ball again, so I think a 90 is definitely really good. And the speed is kind of low. Unfortunately, with this builder I only got it to an 80, but ideally I would prefer like an 85-90 if I'm being honest. I only got it to an 80 because, like I said, unfortunately the 6'5" height, they just had way less attributes than other builds, so I could only get it to an 80. And vertical, I got it to a 75. I'm going to try to get contact dunks on this build, and I think anywhere from like a 75 to an 80 will be good enough in order to get like those contact dunks and stuff. And then stamina, I put this to a 90. I think that should definitely be more than enough. All right, moving on to shooting with this build. Now, as you guys know, Mike Wang did say that if you're a good shooter, you could shoot just fine with just a 75 3 ball. And I'm basing this on the NBA 2K20 two-way slashing playmakers. That was one of the most OP builds in 2K20. And back then, those builds only had like a 65 3-pointer before you hit 99. Once you hit 99, it was like a 69, 70. So this is actually better. And do keep in mind, if you guys do pick the shooting takeover, once you get takeover in game, it gives you a plus 10 to your shooting stats. So you will have an 85 3-pointer and a 70 mid-range in takeover. So for that reason, I'm gonna go with the 75 3 ball. And then free throw, I put this to a 67. All right, moving on to the last category, finishing. Now, like I said, I want this to be like a two-way slashing playmaker. I would like to get contact dunks, but as of right now, at the time of recording this video, we do not know the actual requirements for contact dunks yet. So I put my driving dunk to an 85. That was around the rating it took to get contact dunks on 2K23. We don't know if that's actually going to be the requirement for next year. You never know. It might be like 90 plus driving dunk. I just went 85 because I do want to have contact dunks on this build. So I think 85 may have a chance of getting me contact dunks. It really just depends on what they made the actual rating. It sounds like they're going to make them harder to get this year. So like every build can't have them and stuff. So it might be like 90 plus. If it is 90 plus, let me show you guys what I would do. I probably would sacrifice the 3-pointer down to a 70. Again, if you pick that shooting takeover, you get a plus 10 to your shooting stats. So you will have an 83-pointer in takeover. So I don't think that will be terrible. And then I would put my driving dunk to a 90. I think 90 might be like the rating for contact dunks. Again, we actually don't know yet. If it was 90, I probably would recommend you guys do something like this and have a 73 ball. Keep in mind, back in 2K20, we only had like 65 3 balls, so even 70 is definitely better than that. But I'm just going to rock out with 85 just in case that's the actual rating for contact dunks. So I'm going to go 75 3 ball. And this right here is what I think will be the new meta guard build in NBA 2K24. Again, it really depends if there's actually going to be a height cap on that Steve Francis signature size up. If it doesn't matter what height you are, and it just matters if you have that 95 ball handle or not, 6'5" will be the tallest in order to get Steve Francis, which in NBA 2K23, it was the best signature size up, the most quickest one. And then we do have really good defense. We have good acceleration. And then I put my driving dunk to an 85 just in case that's around the rating for contact dunks. But again, I showed you guys what I would do if, say, you need like a 90 plus driving dunk. Okay, and then of course, you guys should know this by now, this takeover menu is not going to be in the builder next year. Now in NBA 2K24, they divided the takeovers into 5 different categories. It's divided based on finishing, shooting, playmaking, defense and rebounding, and physicals. And whatever category you decide to pick for your takeover, it will give you a plus 10 to every single attribute in that particular category. Like I said, with this build, since you only have a 75 3 ball, that might not be high enough for some people. I would recommend you pick the shooting takeover because again, it will give you a plus 10 to all your shooting stats. So you will have an 85 3-pointer in takeover. I think doesn't really matter who you are. That's definitely more than enough to be able to hit consistently in my opinion. So that's what I would recommend. If you want to pick something else, you definitely could. But since this build does have low shooting, I'd probably rock out with like a shooting takeover if it was me personally. But yeah, this actual takeover menu will not be in the NBA 2K24 builder, so it doesn't really matter what I pick here. So this right here is what I think will be a pretty good and viable option for a point guard build in NBA 2K24. It's called a tempo pushing point on NBA 2K23, but Mike Wang did say they came out with more descriptive and a lot of new build names, so it probably won't be called this next year. It'll probably have a better build name, which will let you know what kind of build somebody made pretty much. A lot of people have been sleeping on the 6'5" height. Like I said, Mike Wang did say that 95 ball handle is all you need for that Steve Francis size up. Speaking of him, he's actually on the comparisons. If there's not a height cap on that signature size up, 6'5" might be a deadly height. If you guys remember in NBA 2K20, all the two-way slashing playmakers were 6'5". I'm actually surprised people haven't been talking about 6'5s. That's why I think this build might take over NBA 2K24. Let me know what you guys think about this build in the comment section below. If you guys have any other suggestions for builds you guys would like me to make that I think will be good in NBA 2K24, let me know down in the comment section below. I really would appreciate it. My next video might be like the best center for like rec, probably like a 7-footer type build. Make sure you guys do subscribe, hit the like button, and stay tuned for that. And I'm out.